Rachel Holt for NESN Fuel, alongside Kaz Grala, driver of the number 33 Chevrolet Silverado. And Kaz, you just had this great win, so we appreciate you coming here and giving us your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a big week. Probably the biggest win I've ever had in my career, biggest race I've ever been in, frankly. So to be able to get the win was pretty surreal.
I'm sure it's been a whirlwind for you. You were talking earlier about all the interviews you've done since then. A couple weeks ago, you avoided crashes to win. How crazy was that?
It was crazy. I mean, that race was the most intense race I've been in ever. Prior to that, all I had raced at was 1.25 miles in length for track size. This was 2.5 miles, so it was a huge jump, much different driving style and technique that's needed there. So I figured going into the race, all these guys with years of experience on these types of tracks, I was at a severe disadvantage. Certainly winning the race was hardly even on my radar. I was just, focused on not making any mistakes myself. I saw ahead they started crashing and I kind of shot for a hole. I did that and didn't feel anything hit me. I cleared through the smoke on the other side and didn't see any trucks in front of me. So I figured at that point that it was probably a good sign, and maybe that meant I won the race.
Well, it's safe to say you have some pretty good instincts, my friend. Now, you had this great tweet a day after the race. I just woke up and I'm somewhat close to realizing I'm the youngest Daytona International Speedway winner in NASCAR history. Whoa, that's pretty sick. Well, that is really sick. When that sunk in, and you've had a couple of weeks to digest that now, I mean, how do you feel about the whole thing?
That's really cool. I mean, I had no idea going into the race that I was young enough to potentially take that record. I had no idea until after the race, or even if you're not a NASCAR fan per se, most people know what Daytona is. And so to be the youngest NASCAR winner in history there, that's pretty cool.
We keep on alluding to your age. This guy is 18 years old. Now think back to when you were 18. What were you doing? Here you are winning races. You just got your driver's license only a year ago. Are you speeding out there? I mean, are you getting it under control?
Knock on wood, I have not gotten a speeding ticket yet. I think my family can certainly agree that I'm one of the slowest, most cautious drivers on the road. I am a very responsible driver on the road, but then I get to go a little bit faster on the weekends, which is fun.
Quite the different story, isn't it? I mean, other than winning the actual race, what was the coolest part about Daytona for you, whether it was people that you were meeting or stuff you got to do while you were there?
Coolest part was probably the fact that people actually recognized me and were asking for autographs, which I've signed autographs before at autograph sessions when people come for that, but I've never had people actually recognize me just out of the blue, just a guy walking around, the nearby area and know who I was. So that was pretty cool. New England is big on the Red Sox, on the Patriots, but NASCAR is not nearly as big up here as it is down south. So in the past, I haven't had a whole lot of people that watch my races or see them. So that's been pretty cool, getting to see people slowly become fans, and hopefully I can just keep that going.
No, I'm sure all your friends are realizing how cool of a dude you are now. Does prom happen at your school? Are all the ladies now hitting you up and being like, Kaz, do you have a date yet?
There is prom. It's the day after the Martinsville truck race, which is coming up in a few weeks. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. I'll see if I can find a date in time.
You mentioned that Boston, it's not so much about NASCAR up here as it is about the Red Sox, the Bruins, the Patriots. Mm-hmm. But you're trying to change that, and one of the tracks up here, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, is your home track. You'll be back there September 23rd for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. What is your favorite part about racing at that track?
It's a really fun track, and it's really difficult too, which adds quite a challenge, which I love. It's extremely technical. It's not banked at all. It's almost completely flat. I can tell you when you're out there on the track, it feels completely flat. And that leaves little room for error. You can easily screw up a corner and lose a bunch of positions. New Hampshire Motor Speedway comes with a lot of challenges during that race, but actually last year, of the 9 truck races I did, New Hampshire was my best finish. So I think that's always been a pretty strong track of mine. I've had a lot of success there in the past, so I'm really looking forward to getting back there this September.
There you go. We don't want to wait till September to see you next, so where can we find you?
Next will be the Martinsville Speedway race in the trucks, and you'll be able to follow along on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Kaz Grala on all of those, and Facebook is a fan page, Kaz Grala.
Okay, all those followers going up and up. Well, that's Kaz Grala. Big win in Daytona. Congratulations. You'll hear this name again. Follow along on NESN Fuel for all your NASCAR news.